Good morning, children. In the last class, we have studied about composition of functions. In this class, using the idea of composition of functions, we are going to learn a new concept. But I will like to introduce the concept through an example. Alright, so let me start with an example. Suppose, children, if I have a set X and my elements of the set X are A, B and C. I have a set Y. Elements of the set are P, Q and R. Okay, and I have a function f from x to y. Okay, it is a x to y. It is a 1 1 and onto function. It is 1 1 and onto. Okay, and the elements of your set f. Okay, the elements under x to y should be having some mapping, no? So the mapping is A going to Q, you have B going to R, and you have C going to P. Alright, so what I am going to say is that there is another function G. Okay, with this definition, similarly there is parallel one definition. There is parallel one definition of a function with the same y and x, but this time the domain and the codomain are changed. There is a function G from y to x such that, okay, now this G composite G from y to x, in that the elements of the G are mapped like this. How? Now this time y, so it means P, Q, R should be having the images. So P is defined as C, image of Q is defined as A, and image of R is defined as B. Okay, now we know the concept of composition of functions, children. So let us find out F composite G and G composite F for all the elements. Okay, so let me start with G composite F. Okay, G composite F. Let me find for all elements. Now you know that, children, F is from x to y and G is from y to x, right? So my G composite F will be from x to x. Last time we have seen, right? G composite F will be from x to x. Yes or no? Yes. So I have to define G composite F for elements from my set X. So I have to define G composite F of A, G composite F of B, and I have to define G composite F of C. Again, apply the definition of composition of functions. So I will have, children, here G of F of A. I will have here G of F of B. I will have here G of F of C. Now let us look at the definition of F. F of A is Q. So G of Q. F of B is R. From where did I get? From here. F of B is R. So I will have G of B. Sorry, it is R, no? Sorry, it will be R here. And I have F of C. F of C is here P. Now what is G of Q? G of Q is A. Very well. G of R is B and G of P is C. Now what is happening here? If you look here closely, you can see that A is mapped to A, B is mapped to B, C is mapped to C. So what you can see here, children, when I wrote this here, up here itself, you must have seen everything here is going to itself, identity, right? Here it is identity, identity, identity. So I can say my G composite F becomes IX, right? It is having identity function in your set X. Is that clear? Now similarly, children, let us find out what is F composite G. Now what is F composite G? F composite G, by definition, F composite G will go from, this is from x to y, this is from y to x. So F composite G will go from y to y. So this will go from y to y. So this time I have to start with elements of y. So F composite G of y. Now what is my y, children? P, Q, R. So I have to write here F composite G of P, F composite G of Q, F composite G of R. Alright. So this will be F composite G of B is F of G of P, F of G of Q, F of G of R. Alright. So but what is G of P, children? G of P is C. So it is F of C. Yes. What is G of Q, children? It is F of Q. G of Q is A. So it becomes F of A. G of R is B. So it will become F of B. Now let us see from up what is the image of A, B and C. F of C is P. F of A is Q. F of B is R. Again children, as I wrote here, again identity function. So P going to P, Q going to Q, R going to R. So here also I can write one statement that my F composite G is also identity but in my set Y. Is that clear? So when such a situation happens, that when you take composition of two functions, okay, both the way of composition of functions, if it happens to be identity, then your function G is said to be inverse of F, or your function F is said to be inverse of G, and such functions are called as invertible functions. Okay, so these functions are called as invertible functions. And one more close thing I would like you all to see, that children, here you can see that A is going to Q, B is going to R, C is going to P for your function x to y. So here you can see that children, all the elements are having distinct images. Also you can see here children, every element of your codomain is having pre-image. That means your P is having a pre-image, your Q is having a pre-image, and R is having a pre-image. That means your function is 1, 1 and on 2. Similarly, here also you can see that all the elements from Y to X, right, P, Q, R is having images. Also, its images are having pre-images, so function is onto also. So from here I can conclude that if my functions are invertible, then your function will be 1, 1 and onto. That means if your function F is invertible, then your function F will be 1, 1 and onto. Right? So here F is invertible, G is inverse, or G is invertible, F is its inverse. Right? But anyhow we will stick on to one function. So here the definition of invertible function will come here as a function F from X to Y is said to be or is defined to be invertible, provided what happens if there exists, this is the symbol of there exists, a function G from Y to X. Right? Every image here has a pre-image here, every image here has a pre-image here. That means 1, 1 and onto both the ways, right? Such that G composite F is IX, right? G composite F will be IX and F composite G will be IY. Then G is called the inverse of F and is denoted by, so instead of G I can call it as F inverse. Also one more result we have seen, that if your function is invertible, yes, if and only if it is 1, 1 and onto. Children, if you remember, onto, what is onto children? Onto guarantees every element of your codomain has a pre-image. Yes or no? That means onto is very, very strong condition. Right? Because range should be same as your codomain. That is the definition of onto. So children, in future when you come across problems where you have to check whether your functions are invertible, you have two ways. Either you do the composition of functions and prove that it is identity, or you prove that, or you can prove simply that your function is 1, 1 and onto. So this result is very important. Either you use and prove that they are identity functions, or you prove that it is 1, 1 and onto. And always remember, if you are having difficulty in writing composition of functions, write it pictorially and then you write what it is. Okay, IX or IY. Don't go wrong for such small things. Okay. So I stop here children. So this was the definition of invertible functions. Next time when we come, we will solve problems on composition and invertible. Thank you children.